Want you guys. Alright. 320?
Yep.
What's going on, guys? I didn't want to make a video today at all. And I don't like making reaction videos, but if this video doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the gun industry, I don't know what else would. Now, let me start with some sort of analogy. It's not going to be a one-for-one thing, but just follow me. Stay with me here for a second. Say I have some guests. This is just my reasoning, okay? If I have guests over, I'm hosting, right? So I have people over in my house. We got all kinds of drinks, bottles, glasses of whatever, okay? Just all around the kitchen. Everybody can have whatever it is that they want to drink, you know, their favorite beverage. It's out there, it's available. We're having a party, we're having a good time. Drink, right? It doesn't have to be alcohol. It's just we got drinks, okay? We're having a good time, good conversation, good vibe, good people. And for a fraction of a second, no, not actually a fraction of a second, what am I saying? Let's just say that I leave the kitchen for a second and maybe run up to my office to, I don't know, grab my phone that I left charging in there, or grab a charger. You know, I could have a guest asking me if I have a charger that they can use while, you know, they're in the kitchen with us or whatever, living space. So I go upstairs to grab the charger, and while I'm upstairs, I hear a loud noise downstairs in the kitchen where, you know, we were entertaining, where all the drinks, the bottles, you name it, you know, all the silverware and all that. I hear a loud noise that sounds like maybe a broken bottle or a broken glass. And my first reaction is this my champagne brut goutte de diamant that I just heard? Imagine that. Like, I hear a loud noise, a broken bottle, and I go specifically to, is this my champagne brut goutte de diamant bottle? And if you don't know, you can Google that. It's a very expensive champagne. Imagine me just going directly to that out of all the drinks. And it could have been one of the bottles, but I hear this noise and I am that specific. What does that signal to even my guests? I'm not asking, is everybody okay? What was that? Was that my champagne brut goutte de diamant bottle that I heard there? Listen, I don't know how you operate. If I'm a guest at your house and we happen to break something, you are that specific, my guy, I'm out. I am out. You don't even check to know if we're okay, what happened, is anybody hurt, and then, you know, take a look at what happened. Get an assessment of the thing that's broken or whatever, okay? Or what took place that led to that. We can talk about that. But if your knee-jerk reaction is to be that specific, do you even care about people or things? Or do you have an agenda? Now, let's look at this. And before I even get into this video, let me tell you my stance on this whole P320 thing. I do not care whatsoever, okay? Whether you're on SIG side or the opposite side, or whoever side. I'm on nobody's side. I don't care about my SIG. I own it, I shoot it, and then that's it. I'm not emotionally attached to it. I'm not financially attached to it. Nor am I attached to SIG to stand up here and try to defend them. They don't know I exist. I don't care. I don't even like what they're doing, if I'm being honest. All right? I think they're handling this thing so poorly that it's opening doors for even nonsense to not creep in. And they've done this to themselves. Okay? I don't care. I shoot my P320, but I prefer my other guns. I do not care. It's to the point where I even had it on the cut list. And even as of this morning, I think it's been what, like 3 weeks now? This morning, I got another email, you know, to talk about that. And I'm like, I'm not really interested. Like, I got so many offers that I felt overwhelmed. I was like, okay, for something that's got such track record, you would think that people will run away from it, but they're running towards it. Like, what am I missing here? Did you guys figure out a way to get on those lawsuit thing? But anyways, it was so overwhelming. I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm cutting something I should be holding on to. That's why I still have it. And honestly, I enjoy shooting it. But now, my real problem is this. I believe that the P320 has issues, design flaws. I believe that. I'm not an engineer. I have nothing to do with, anything that's manual, leave me out of it, right? I don't know how a firearm works. I just know how to use it. Kinda. But I do believe that there's something about SIGs that are making them so prone to all of this nonsense. But I also believe that some people are taking it too far. SIG has its fair share of blame, I believe, and then the end users too. I'm on that camp. It's like some of them are user-induced. SIG did not design a dummy-proof firearm with the P320. It's not dummy-proof either, so it's not helping them. My problem with all of that is this. With SIG putting everybody into one basket and saying that if you're against the P320, here's the camp that you belong to, it opens door for stupid stuff like the video that I just came across, I think it was last night, from Achilles Hills Tactical. Now, I like what Rick teaches. I'm subscribed to his channel. I think it's Paul Costa, one of the teachers there. I really like when they post something, I'm watching. I've been watching Rick since I think like maybe Achilles Hills Tactical for, oh my goodness, maybe 4 years now or something like that. So I've been maybe 3-4 years or whatever, but I like what they're teaching. And I think at the time when I started to watch or I discovered that channel, I think Rick was maybe shooting a Glock at the time or whatever. But then, started shooting a P320, and then they had this thing with Parker Mountain Machine with the tardigrade stuff, so they sent him, or I don't know, but he had one of those, right? So he was shooting them, and you can see him, almost every video, he's just out there shooting that. Unless he's teaching a specific class where he has to have a Glock or whatever, but he was bouncing between the two. It's Glock or P320 and maybe some other firearms. And again, I will give him the benefit of, I don't even want to say benefit of the doubt. I should say, I'm not going to assume that everything we see is everything that there is. Okay. I hate that when people only judge based on what they see. I'm sure he's probably shooting some other things in, events or classes where there's no need to film. He may be shooting a different firearm. But I've noticed that, I have not seen him recently shoot the P320. I don't know the reason, right? And that's fine. And I know that I think it's Paul Costa. I hope I'm not messing this up, but Costa is one of his names. He shoots the Walther PDP steel frame. Love his videos. Like he's a really good teacher and looks like a very good shooter too, right? Love his stuff. He's shooting a Walther, and I know Walther is working with Parker Mountain Machine, and they got this whole comp thingy or whatever. And unless I'm mistaken, I think Rick may be now shooting Walthers or have shot Walthers in some of his videos. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I hope you're tracking here. Okay? I hope you're tracking. Now, we have this whole thing. SIG blames everybody, call them engagement, grifting, hacker, whatever comes first. I don't know. Is it hacking, engagement, grifting, engagement, hacking, whatever it is, right? So we're hacking, we're grifting, and we're engaging in this thing. You do that, of course, some people is going to push back, because I believe that, you know, in all of the stuff that's going on, I believe that some of it, SIG has to take ownership to it. Some, it's whoever has manipulated the handgun, you know, don't be dumb with your firearm, okay? Especially something like that, where it's not foolproof, it's not dummy proof. The margins of error are very tiny with that platform. So you have to be on, on your game when handling or dealing with that firearm, knowing what we know of it now, right? I think the only people that are honest about this whole thing and really want to get to the bottom of it, meaning they want SIG to take ownership of the mistakes they've made and fix them, period, right? I think it's the first person I heard talk about the P320 in some sort of objective way, I think, was Lazy Wolf, the guy from Lazy Wolf, like they make aftermarket triggers for like HKs and stuff. It was probably the only guy that I listened to, and I was like, you know what, he may have a point. You know, just talking about the design and stuff, and he still hasn't put out the full video that he promised, but he touched on a few things, right? Like the disconnectors, which explains why, you know, you have the SIG Armor coming up with a disconnector that would kind of alleviate some of the out of battery issues. So there's that. It talks about that. And then you have ProTraBand that basically just goes full history channel on on SIG, and you know, and I thought that was great. It's so much information. I couldn't watch that in one sitting. And then there's, you know, Ben Steger, of course, and I like what Ben Steger is doing, is because it's just bringing all the nonsense back to SIG's face. Like, yo, just stop it and fix this. Okay, take ownership and fix this. And then there's P320s, I think, and a trench coat. It's a new channel, and he's going through his own testing as well, and just trying to make sense of this whole thing, since SIG is not doing any of that work. Or if they are, they're doing it behind closed doors, but don't want to admit to it publicly. So now back to Rick's video. They're in the class. You hear a loud bang. Remember my analogy, right? I hear a loud bang in my kitchen. The first thing is I'm very specific about the bottle and making sure that, hey, if it's a bottle that broke, it better not be my Champagne Brut Goût de Diamant bottle, okay? Because it costs like 1.5 million euros. A loud bang goes off. The first thing that comes out of his mouth is, was that a freaking P320? Get this out of it. Get this out of here. My guy, let's be for real. Something like that goes on. I don't know. And please let me know in the comment section. Am I wrong for thinking that your natural instinct should be, you hear that, and he was mid-speech, he's talking, and then bang. My natural reaction would be, okay, what was that? Whose gun was it? Right? Like, whose gun was that? And then whoever raises their hand, I think it was mine. I'm like, are you okay? Get the answer from the person. I think I'm okay, right? And is anybody around that person? Like, check left, right, or is everybody okay? We're okay. Okay, what are you shooting? That would probably be the last thing, like, what are you shooting? And that's assuming I did not get a chance to see what you were shooting, maybe during a string of fire prior to your gun going off in the holster. right? But the first thing that I would want to know is, whose gun was that? What happened? Were you messing with it while I was talking, or like, and are you okay? Did you get hit by that random bullets that just went off? Anybody around you? Okay, let me see. What firearm is that? Clear it. Nah. Bang. Was that a P320? What are we doing? What are we doing? Listen. And then from there, they ban all P320s from their classes or ranges sessions or whatever, right? Fine. To me, this, what makes me so upset about stuff like that is this. Are people really getting hurt by, you know, carrying or dealing with a P320? I believe that it's a thing. Okay? It's real. It's true. Like I said, I think half of the blame should go on SIG for their poor design, and the other half is just the end users not knowing what they're dealing with, right? And it's, can't really blame them, but then some of them are really loose with how they deal with their stuff. So, and it came back and bite them or bit them. What really drives me nuts about this video is it takes away from legit cases where SIG is at fault, because it sounds so staged. So, I mean, just think about it for a second. Gun goes off. Was that a freaking P320? My brother, it could have been anything else. And I guarantee you, if it was a different gun but still went off like that in a holster, they wouldn't even post that video. Probably because it's not even a gun that's known for doing that. But because we're talking about the P320, let's engage, let's grift, and let's hack this thing, right? Let's go for it. If they did not want the P320 in their classes or range sessions or whatever, it could have just made a public statement based on what's being put out there. Other people, you know, other police departments from different states, you name it. Based on their experience, we think that it's logical and wise for us to also step away from P320s for whatever liability, you know, reasons. And also because we don't want to hurt anybody. Just make that statement. You don't have to have your own proof that this thing is not safe. By staging, I'm sorry, that looked staged. It sounded staged. I am sorry. You did not care about the people around that event. You cared about the thing involved in that event to get it out. That for me raised a major flag. I'm like, dude, yeah. And again, maybe it's just me, but this is exactly why I do not trust. I'll be on 100% honest with you. I do not trust people in this industry. If you have some sort of skin in this game that brings you either some kind of recognition or some kind of monetary rewards, I'm not taking your words for it. I'm watching your actions and trying to decipher your intent. What you're saying may sound nice, but it's what you're doing that will tell me who you really are. I do not trust these guys. You may be the best teacher, and I'm the kind, you can be a terrible person, but if you have a valuable lesson to teach me, I will still listen. It won't change how I view you, but I will still listen. I like what Rick teaches. But this right here shows me another side of him. Again, I honestly wish this was not staged. Okay? And I hope for his sake, that I'm not accusing him of staging this thing, but it's hard to just watch this video. And I know, like, I've seen a lot of suggestions on my on my YouTube feed of, you know, people reacting to that and whatever. I did not even want to watch anyone else's reaction. I just watched the video that was posted on their Instagram account, and I was like, yeah, that's good enough. I sat on it for a second, finished watching my F1 race, and then I was like, you know what, this thing is really bothering me, so I need to talk about it. You have it right there. This is why I cannot trust anyone in this industry 100%. Everybody is on some kind of agenda, schedule, something. They're trying to get to something, and they will sacrifice you to get there if they have to. Tell me it's not staged. And again, I'm saying it could have been a P320 and the gun may have gone off by itself 1000%. But how you react to it, it's as if you came into the class hoping or anticipating that this was gonna go off. And then the moment I hear this, a run up, that's gotta be that guy with the P320. So you you were prepped up, you were primed for it. And I wonder what was Rick shooting in that class? What was he shooting? I bet you he did not have his P320 on his hip that day. He was shooting something else. Again, if you have a problem with P320s in your classes, just say openly, we will not allow, you know, students to bring P320s on the range. Just say it. You don't have to recreate an event and then point to it like, hey, it happened to us too. No más pantalones. No more P320s. You don't have to go through that. That right there falls into that category that SIG called engagement, hacking, grifting. Now you are an engagement hacking grifter for just that. That right there, wear that badge. Do like, see, look at Ben Steger. He's even wearing a t-shirt for that because Ben knows he doesn't need that attention. He's actually bringing the attention back to SIG. He's like, say what you want, but you got to deal with this. So he's having fun with that. But this video, that label, oh yeah, SIG is on point. Like right there, they did not miss the mark. That video for me is looking for traction. And I guess it's working because now it got me talking about it. Anyways, I'm out, man. I'm tired. Bye.